There, YouTube. It is JRSD here. I'm your coach of the Seattle Pidgeots, and it's been a while. So we are here for the end of IBL Season 8. Basically, again, just been behind on stuff. And we've played the end of the season. Just to review the team, in case you are new, or it's just been 3 weeks, so you need a review. Anyway, Mega Aerodactyl, Shaman, Zygarde, Nidoking, Pangoro, Alola Ninetales, Skarmory, Arctozolt, Flareon, Seismitoad, Carkol, and Primeape. We're going to go over 2 games this week, weeks 9 and, or weeks 10 and 11, I believe, yeah. So first up, I'd actually already recorded this game. I was against Uzzy, but the audio was super bad, so I really hope that this audio is a lot better. I've lowered the music, and hopefully it's not as bad. So his team consists of Cinderace, Aegislash, Mega Venusaur, and Starmie, Crocodile, Articuno Galar, Luxray, Granbull, Licky, Hitmonchan, Bastiodon, and Armaldo. He did bingo this season, so he's got some pretty fun mons on there. But basically, for my team, Mega Venusaur is pretty hard to deal with. So Aerodactyl is really important. Pangoro does a lot to everything on his team, basically. As you can see, these sets, we're just going to go over quick because we got 2 games to look at here. So we got Scarfed, Thanos, the Nidoking, we got Rindoberry, Seismitoad, which is for either Grass Knot Cinderace or Energy Ball Starmie, or Solar Blade Aegislash could be kind of fun if he brought that too. Especially defensive Skarmory for the Venusaur. Coil, Substitute, Zygarde, and then 3 attacks, Hone Claws, Mega Aerodactyl. So as you can see, music off here, we brought that. He brought Starmie, Licky, Cinderace, Hitmonchan, Aegislash, and Venusaur. So he leads off with the Starmie. I don't have a really good switch into this at all, because my my Seismitoad is physically defensive. So he goes for Ice Beam. I do go into Seismitoad, but he freezes me immediately. This is the only time that I have brought Seismitoad without Scald, and of course that is the time that I get frozen. So he's just going to be able to take me out on the first exchange here. And yeah, Uzzy hacks me all the time, so I didn't expect anything different. I go into Pangoro here, force him out. As he goes into Hitmonchan, which is bulky, I go for Zen Headbutt, and I get the flinch, so nice little payback there. If he went for Drain Punch, it wouldn't have done too much because he was defensive, and I would have been able to kill anyway. I go for Zen Headbutt here on the Venusaur, and this is my misplay here. I should have gone Skarmory immediately, but I let my Pangoro get sleeped here, which was unfortunate, and I could have actually, at that point, I could have just stayed in, and try and burn the sleep turns, because I was a Sulfest and it wouldn't have been doing too much to me. I go for dual Wingbeat, he goes into Aegislash, which is unfortunate for me. He goes for Flash Cannon, does quite a bit, and here scouting for close combat, I go into Thanos, and I'm able to force him out as well. I also forgot that I was Sheer Force, that I was not Sheer Force on, yeah, I was Poison Point on Nidoking. So he goes Starmie, I go into the Skarmory this time, but he does have a Thunderbolt, and he has Expert Belt, so I had calced to live that when I was in the game. I thought that I should live it because he was not boosting item from the other damage, but he was just Expert Belt, so yeah, unfortunate. Dual Wingbeat here in on the Aegislash. This thing is a problem, and officially with Seismitoad and Skarmory down, I have no defensive checks or switch-ins really left, and it's just been, yeah, pretty tough game. So Nidoking, using Earth Power here to try and force him into some stuff. He just goes for Giga Drain. I could have just stayed in there probably, but I go for Earthquake this time as he goes Egg Slash. I go for Hone Claws, thinking that he might King Shield because I thought it might be a roll. I did 51, he was at 54. I thought he might play it safe, and I lived a Shadow Sneak, so either a King Shield would come in or a Shadow Sneak. Obviously, if he Shadow Sneaked once and I Hone Claws, then I have to switch, but I thought if he King Shielded, which he had already revealed, then I get +1 and then I kill him. But he figured out that with his calcs, he lived every time at 54, and it wasn't, I'd gotten high roll before. So, I'm forced into Zygarde here, and he stays in as I'm in with Zygarde. As I go Pangoro, so that was unfortunate as he goes for Shadow Ball, lowers my special defense, and then I finally wake up. I go for Drain Punch, but I miss my Zen Headbutt there, which is tough. If I got a flinch there, I could have probably brought it back, but yeah, Venusaur is just gonna stall me out here. Like I said, Venusaur is super hard to deal with there, so yeah, he crits me with the last Giga Drain. It could have been a 4-0, but yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Anyway, so next up we were playing Lily and the Undella Lilligans. I almost said San Antonio Swallows. That was a long time ago she was that team. Anyway, Dragapult, Excadrill, Tyranitar, and Pidgeot with Rotom Wash, Celebi, Typhlosion, Aromatisse. So Sand plus Pidgeot, basically, and Dragapult. So, it's a terrifying team on paper. Garbodor, Dugong, Machoke there as well. Yeah, so I had specially defensive, well, kind of bulky Ninetales, Dragon Dance, Roost, Aerodactyl. I had Hail, 3 attacks, Arctozolt, which is really good in this matchup. Physically defensive Skarmory, Scarfed Primeape, and specially defensive Seismitoad. So she brought the Sand Core, plus Aromatisse, Rotom Wash, and Dragapult with Pidgeot as well. So, music off. So she starts with the Pidgeot, goes for Hurricane immediately, but I'm specially defensive, so I just get up rocks. Aerodactyl comes in here to take the next Hurricane, but yeah, she goes for U-turn. I go immediately here into the Seismitoad, because unless she is Trick Ring Target or something, she can't really touch me. I go for Toxic and miss, which is annoying, because she can go into Aromatisse now. But I do go for Scald on the next turn. I thought she might go into Excadrill to take the Toxic, but yeah, so goes for Toxic again. Seismitoad pretty much here to get rocks up and check the Rotom, so I got to keep it around as she does go back into Rotom there, so I just go back into Seismitoad, and we kind of do this cycle a little bit. Hogwarts here goes for Scald again. No burn on the Pidgeot, which is fine. But this time I go straight into Aerodactyl. She goes for the Hurricane. Does quite a bit, even though it's resisted, which is not fun. But here Aerodactyl can just go for Stone Edge. Does pretty good damage to the Tyranitar. I had Earthquake, but I didn't think the calc was perfect. At 60%, I think it was a roll. So I just go Skarmory here and get up a Spike. I know that forces her to defog with the Seismitoad, or with the Rotom, so Seismitoad can come in again. And basically I can click Toxic again here. So she goes for Dragapult. I do get the burn. I think it was special, if I remember correctly, so it doesn't really matter that I got the burn there. But I go straight into the Ninetales here, which is my Dragapult answer. And turns out I think she was Specs. So she's forced out here. I just go into Primeape here because I figured she'd go into Tyranitar, but I can just U-turn here. Crit, doesn't really matter. But I go into Arc Result, take the Moonblast, and basically free Bolt Beak here. Or Icicle Crash. I forget which one I do. I do Icicle Crash. So Icicle Crash first, hail damage there on Rotom, and then pick up the kill with Bolt Beak, which turns out to be Rocky Helmet. So Darude Sandstorm is here, but Choppleberry is what she had on her item. So she lives and goes for rocks. I go for Bolt Beak here because now it is free. JJ the Jet Plane dies to the burn, so Seismitoad gets that kill. And then Excadrill comes in. Skarmory's pretty free as long as I don't get flinched by Rock Slide. Skarmory can deal with Excadrill, but she crits me and then flinches me. So she had to get 2 flinches for it to completely screw me over, and she does. So yeah, Skarmory's completely useless. Sand does end, so Primeape can come in and force this out here as I just go for U-turn again. Get in the Arctozolt, and this is another free Bolt Beak here as Aromatisse is slower. I do go for Icicle Crash just in case she wanted to switch hard into Excadrill, but I had a feeling it was Sash Excadrill because she had brought that a lot, so I figured she wouldn't want to break the Sash. Yeah, so Seismitoad goes down to Pidgeot, so I can bring in the Aerodactyl. I believe I go for Roost, yep, as I figured she'd go into Tyranitar, and then I do go for Earthquake to claim the kill on Tyranitar there. Excadrill does come in, and she just goes for the Iron Head, which obviously she outspeeds me, but I can bring in Ninetales here, get the Hail up for good, get Aurora Veil up here as I go down to the Iron Head, and then Primeape can actually clean this up with 2 close combats, so that is pretty nice for me. And we finish out the season with a 2-0 win. Yeah, so GG. Skarm, basically without the flinch, 2 flinches, and the crit on Skarmory, the game would have been a lot better for me, for sure. Because I had Body Press, so it did like 70%, I think, to Excadrill, and then like the Sash is broken at that point, and I don't have to worry about the Sand pretty much, because then I always revenge with Hail. But yeah, GG's to Lily. We got some Arctozolt kills to end the season here, so we'll just recap. Yeah, so 7-4 with a +11 differential. We'll just check out the final season standings here. So we finished 2nd in the division, tied with Lee, the Portland Trailblazers. Woodsy is number 1 in the division at 9-2, and then Max and Kuda, also, who already played this season both. So spoilers, our first round matchup was we actually got a bye for the wild card round. I won't click on it because it's already happened, but yeah, we got a bye for the wild card round, and we were locked into facing Lee either way in the technically the first round, even though it's the 2nd week of playoffs. But yeah, so we faced Lee in playoffs, and that'll be the next video. Apologize again for the kind of 3 weeks between videos, but you know, life is hectic, and I know it's not as entertaining to have 2 games in one upload, but it's kind of how it's got to be this week. So yeah, just trying to catch up. So this will be out, and then the playoffs video will be out as soon as possible after that. So yeah, you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Click like if you're new, click subscribe, and yeah, if you missed any of the games, go back and watch. There's a playlist. I'll link in the description, or have an end card or something. So yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Thanks GlitchX City for the music, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.